Here's a scenario we all know. You line up your shot, you fully aim, point blank range. Boom, you miss. Classic World of Tanks. And just like that, RNG ruins your play. Or, here's the thought, maybe it actually made it better. Welcome back, Tankers. Today, I'll be diving into one of the most controversial topics in World of Tanks, RNG, or random number generator. I'll break down what it is, why it exists, how it affects your gameplay, and whether it makes the game better or just frustrating. Stick around to the end. I'll also be sharing your opinions from the community and what I think wargaming should do about it. Let's start with what RNG actually does. In World of Tanks, it influences four major things. Accuracy. Your shot can land anywhere inside that aim circle. Penetration. Plus or minus 25% of your tank's listed pin value. So even if the pin indicator says green, you could low roll and it won't go in. Damage, plus or minus 25% of your base damage. You can high roll, you can low roll. And the last thing that kind of decides is critical hits. RNG decides if you blow up a module, ammo rack a tank, or just knock out a crew member. Basically, RNG makes sure no shot is ever completely guaranteed, even with perfect aim. So why does RNG exist? Now, here's the thing. RNG just isn't in World of Tanks. It's in almost every game that wants to add unpredictability. It prevents the game from being 100% deterministic. If there was no randomness, the best player with the best tank would always win. And that sounds fair until it kind of gets boring and everybody just plays the same tanks. RNG is designed to create tension, unpredictability, opportunity for better or worse. Now, what do other games do with RNG? This is just a very brief comparison. War Thunder, for example, leans into realism, less RNG, less forgiveness. If you miss, that's on you. World of Warships, it still has RNG, but in different ways. You have dispersal patterns, torpedo spreads, citadel hits. In fact, most competitive games actually have some sort of randomness in them. It just needs to be fair and it can't feel like it steals the win from you. Now let's talk about the good side of RNG. And let's be fair, RNG can feel amazing. It's that 1 in a million snapshot that hits that enemy EBR across the field. It's the ammo rack that you get when you thought the other guy had it in the bag. Or maybe you kill that tank that's 2 tiers higher than you. These moments are what makes World of Tanks exciting. To watch, to play. These moments are memorable. And without RNG, that wouldn't happen. Of course, then there's the flip side. Yes, RNG can absolutely screw you over. You can line up the perfect shot. The pin roll can be too low and the shot doesn't go in. You get a minimum damage roll when you just basically needed something close to an average damage roll to secure the kill, and that ends up hosting your tank. An artillery shell hits you and knocks out 2 or 3 crew members, and you don't have a med pack up. Those things feel really bad. And when skill is punished and luck wins, it just feels like the game is out of your control, and that is what drives players nuts. So I went to Reddit because I wanted to see what you, the player base, thought about RNG, and here's a few comments I found. If they reduce RNG, it would have one effect and one effect alone. Good players would do better, bad players would do worse. A lot of players, especially on the lower end of the skill spectrum, don't realize just how much RNG is actually there for their benefit. With RNG removed from penetration and accuracy rolls, players that know weak spots would hit them every single time. Any RNG reduction would be the single biggest buff to good players that you could possibly imagine. People that know game mechanics would far benefit the most. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, even if you go watch like Call of Duty or something, you see how quick those guys are with the mice and headshots and things like that. I mean, you definitely don't want that in World of Tanks. Not if you're like a bad aim like me. Here's another comment. Sometimes the dice are with you, sometimes they are not, and truer words have never been spoken. If they reduce RNG, I wonder how it would affect the game. Quicker battles, more ammo racks, general module damage, small weak points that are effectively bigger, and so on. Yeah, some of those weak spots, players would just be able to hit more consistently. And would this actually go to quicker battles, you think? I could easily see that happen, but maybe not always. Here's one. Yes, I think RNG damage and pin is too much, but gun dispersion seems about right. It just really sucks when you get fisted. Yeah, players, you like it when it goes your way, and obviously you don't when it doesn't. RNG in the game is in favor of bad players. If you are good at the game, RNG is not a good thing, because you know where to aim, and if you can peek a tank that is staring at you. The amount of times that you have been pinned in the turret just because some random decide to load the gold and they just get the luck for a super high pin roll is very, very annoying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people complain about gold rounds in this game. I don't really ever understand it. It's just kind of part of the game, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you're just like, wow, that actually went in. I know that feeling. So, what do I think wargaming should do with RNG? One, I don't think they should remove it. I think they should refine it. One of the new mechanics in the game that I really like is the tighter aim circle, the longer you aim, especially with the Japanese tanks, the gun cooling. I actually think that's a really interesting mechanic into the game that they could probably broadly accept. Another thing would be probably reduce RNG to, instead of plus minus 25% to 20%. I think this would just be a little bit more rewarding to players and slightly less punishing, but not too much. Like I don't really want to get so far away that it's just where the top end players are just dominating every single match because they hit every shot. RNG is really there for newer players in the game. Speaking of, how does RNG actually affect players based on their skill? This is a really good thing. It benefits newer players. It also benefits lower skilled players, and that's good. It helps new people come across those. If you come across a veteran player, a super unicum, it definitely gives you a little bit more chance. Now, with veterans, you probably always feel punished, especially if you're like a super unicum and it just doesn't go your way. You're like, that should go. You know it. But sometimes, I think it's one of those things that just makes the game a little bit more interesting. It get kind of boring if just everything went exactly where you aimed. So I think it's something that we just, as a good player, need to live with. And if you're a less skilled player, you probably just need to just kind of realize it's also there for your benefit. So what's my final verdict? Is RNG good? Is it bad? Honestly, it's both. It's frustrating, but it's exciting. It levels the playing field, but it can break, the immersion. It's unpredictable, but that's kind of the point. If wargaming ever finds the sweet spot, it's just enough RNG to keep it spicy, but not so much it feels unfair. That might be the perfect balance. And, they have come times that wargaming's thought about touching the RNG and nerfing it back, but they've always walked it back. And I think that's because, they see both sides of this too. They know that it might be a little too high, but they're also afraid to take it too far the other way. So, yeah, I don't know. But what do you think? Should RNG be nerfed, reworked, left alone? Drop a comment. Let me know how it affects you, affected your best and worst games. And if this video helped you see RNG in a new light, give it a like, consider subscribing, and maybe water drinks won't drive you nuts. But until next time, aim true and pray the RNG gods are in your favor.